Anames stands on the top of this big black pyramid. There are a few people standing around in cloaks. Blue has left her at the edge, moving across the space towards the opposite edge. 3 people come up the stairs opposite. The 2 flanking on the sides, their faces are obscured by dark cloaks in the shadows, and the one in the center wears a mask, a golden mask that covers the top of her face. It's almost skull-like. It's not a skull, but it has those features, the strong cheekbones, hollow eyes, and almost a respirator on the face that gives the impression of teeth. And they get to the top of this pyramid, and the one in the golden mask hugs Blue. The 4 of them walk forward. The one on the left puts his hood down, and you see the face of Selyar Sanlev. And the one on the right puts their hood down, and you see the face of a young man, probably less than 20 years old. The woman in the center with the mask, she reaches up and takes the mask off and puts her hood down and addresses everybody. Thank you all for coming. Tonight is a glorious night. Our project is finally nearing its end. Soon, we will see the results of our years and years of hard work. In just a few moments, everything will be prepared. For the time being, please be patient. It is only a matter of time before we get what we truly deserve. And she turns and starts talking to Selyar Sanlev, and Blue comes back towards Anames. Mir sees all of this from up above. The words are faint. You can barely make them out.
Oh, they will get what they deserve. They will get what they deserve.
Let's get a roll from Mir. It's gonna be a hard vigilance.
Hard vigilance.
You can add your force die.
Oof. Vigilance. 4 purple, 3.
Hard 3.
Hard 3. And okay. Do I have anything that adds to that? No, I do not. Alright. It's construction. I build things. Not vigilant. I build things. Alright, here we go. 1 success, 1 threat, 3 dark side.
3 dark side.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
You know, this poor Mir, he can't roll the light side to, if he tried right now.
So Mir is up above the scaffolding above this pyramid. He can see down onto the top of it, the points at 4 corners jutting up into the open space above. There are little pedestals with Kyber obviously embedded in them. And you can feel that. The Kyber is strong. It's like little beacons in the force. But there's one extra. Mir feels one extra that is sort of vibrating in the same frequency as that little piece of Kyber that he's got in his chassis right now. And that is coming from a person who currently has their back to you. Okay. Not one of the people speaking, but somebody far away from them.
Is there a way to... So it has the same frequency as the one
that you have on you. Yeah.
Of Korra, the one that I have?
Yeah.
And does it have the same frequency as the ones on the pedestals?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Being so high up, he's going to have to descend.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though he is good at telekinesis and force pull and push, that's even a stretch for his abilities to rip all that up at once and then get out. So he will start maneuvering his way down to get closer.
The scaffolding zigs and zags down the side of this wall. I think there comes a point where there's a bridge over to the pyramid itself. It's on one of the lower landings of it, not the highest one.
Mm-hmm.
As he makes his way down, he can get a good look at the pyramid and the jagged carvings, geometric shapes in the side of it. As he goes, some of it begins to brighten, like a red glow from inside.
Is it brightening in reaction to Mir's presence?
No, it's not.
Okay. That's good.
Up on the top of the pyramid, Blue comes back to Anames. Still excited, still just ready for whatever the night's going to bring.
Anames takes their hand and asks, "So what is happening now?"
I don't know the specifics, but it's just going to be another couple minutes. Dr. Sonlev has this old thing, and as you look over, you see Ozum moving up to Dr. Sonlev with this metal box and opens it for Dr. Sonlev, and you can see him take out a little red pyramid, glass and metal. It's the thing that you saw at Snoopers that you couldn't quite place what exactly it was, but you knew that it was not good.
She stiffens slightly.
Dr. Sonlev brings it over to the little platform in the center. As he walks over, he's moving slowly, sort of ceremoniously, and the woman who was wearing the golden mask walks up next to him, and the two of them hold this thing sort of together. And as they get to the center, it's like the pyramid itself reacts to them, and these two, almost like tines, this like black obelisk separated in the center, rises up from the center, and they start to move the pyramid towards it. And all of the people are quiet. This whole place is quiet, except for a hum that comes between these two tines, like a tuning fork. And as they raise this pyramid up, it sort of slowly lifts away from their hands and up in between these two tines. And as it does, there's this jagged electricity around it, connecting it to the pyramid. And the woman says, "We, the acolytes of the dim veil, beseech you, Lord Oscurus, reach out from the ether to lend us strength and give us power." And then Sonlev says, "Anjat lumsh, mis chich midwan, jontu midwan, mis ichichulav, iyil ansiamul, ikchi kumus, ikchi niak, si lui, ikluichi suds ikchil."
Can I roll a lore check?
Yes, it's going to be...
What if I recognize anything they're either saying or talking about?
It is impossible. You can roll it.
Well, I was going to say not even necessarily just the language, but anything else that leading up to that.
Yep, it's an impossible check.
For all of it. Oh no.
That means you have to flip a light side point, and it is 5 purples. I think it's 5 purples.
Oh boy.
I love an impossible check, because they're rarely impossible. Do you have any reasons why you might need boosts, or might get boosts?
Well, I mean, she has been tracking the Dims for a while now. She does know that they have connections to the Sith.
You can have 1 boost.
Former Jedi.
Yeah, also former Jedi. I mean...
I'm still going to only say 1 boost, because this language is illegal to translate.
Art degree.
1 success.
What?
1 success. Wow.
Coming in clutch. Well done.
How many impossible checks have I had people do?
Oh, you've done, I would say, a minimum of 5.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
They've all been successes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
A nigh impossible check.
I'm going to, since it is like illegal, like literally illegal to translate this, and like nobody knows it, I think Anames gets the gist of what it is. Basically,
it's the Force.
From life, we take power. From power, we conquer. Rise, and then the next word, can't quite tell if it's friends or fools. Rise, friends or fools, and go forth. Spread my dim veil across the stars.
She's going to conclude that it probably means both.
And as he finishes saying that, the little glass pyramid sort of splits into multiple parts and starts revolving around in this obelisk in the center of this pyramid. And you hear echoing back from it,
Ui Wayunax Mul Ijuts,
which might translate to bow, little ones, or die. Mir hears something going on as he makes his way up the stairs, which are no small feat for an astromech droid. Something is happening on the peak of this pyramid right now. You hear voices almost chanting. You hear a booming response. You hear crackling like electricity. The thing that you're standing on, its edges and pieces begin to glow further with red from the inside. I'd say he's probably 1 stairway away.
1 stairway from the top. Can Mir commune with the Kybers to let them know that help is on the way, dear? Or, that we're coming for them?
Mir wants to reach out with the Force to, touch the distant Kyber and sort of emulate an idea.
Yeah.
You can certainly try.
All right. He'll do... What could he use? I use move, influence, manipulate, so waste. I guess I'll just use reach out with the Force. I think that's...
Yeah, I want you to roll for it.
And then, so roll Force using... Well, I was thinking more mere mechanically, not game mechanically, trying to get a tone out to him, here we go. All right, so I'll roll my Force die.
So that it's something that's not just your Force die that you're going to roll all dark side on?
Well, yeah, I'm going to do that regardless. So, no, I wanted, just thinking of how he would go about doing that. Send his own shockwave to them.
Okay.
And we could balance one-on-one.
A light side. What do you do?
Mir sends out a green bit of lightning from himself into Cora, relaying togetherness and like a communal bond with rebellion behind it.
So you try to send out this message to the Kyber, and Kyber don't necessarily understand in the way that you and I and Mir understand things, but you send out the message of assistance and rebellion, and that vibration goes out to the top of this pyramid. It sort of echoes back to you from all of the Kyber except that one little one.
That just pisses him off. Why that one? How come that one's not talking to me? How would he, getting close, influence that crystal?
You have a dark side.
I do have a dark side.
You want to use that dark side to send a stronger message?
Yeah, he does.
Can I roll to feel that this is going on?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I want to know what that message is, though, first.
So I think if we're talking with pictures, like the picture originally would have been like them back in the moss cave with minerals running over them and everyone glowing together. This would be like almost like a tuning fork hitting that one, nudging it to glow with the other ones.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe with too much force.
Yeah, with too much force. It's not a nudge. Push.
Which one is a chime together. The other one is more of a gong of pay attention.
Great.
It's happening.
You do that, and it rings back, and the pictures that you get back are very vague, but the gist of them, the idea behind them is no.
What do you mean, no?
And Anames can roll an average vigilance check with a setback because the sleeping beast that is this pyramid is waking up. And you can add your force rating.
Can I also get a boost because this is the crystal from my lightsaber?
Yes.
2 successes, 1 advantage.
Did you roll your force die?
No, I did not roll my force die.
And a dark side.
And a dark side, which I'm not going to use. There's enough dark side stuff going on.
Okay.
I don't want to add to it.
2 successes and 1 advantage. You can feel through the force that somebody is close by. Somebody who has access to the force, who isn't Ozum, and who knows that you have a lightsaber. Do you have any ideas for your advantage?
I think I'm gonna turn that into a boost to my next roll.
Okay. As you notice,
she knows something's coming, so she's ready. And she's going to move her hand to that lightsaber.
Okay.
Just in case. Like, what is going on? Something doesn't feel right.
As you notice that happen, you feel somebody in the force. Your eyes dart around this space, and you see Ozum also looking around, trying to find who is using the force nearby. With your 2 successes, you can pinpoint Mir. You know where Mir is.
I'm not going to give anything away that indicates I know Mir is there, or where they are, but I'm definitely keeping an eye on that location.
Okay. The space that you are standing on begins to change a little bit. You can see the glow on the ground, the shining black stone of this thing. These white lines and circles and geometric shapes spread out from the center of obelisk. They have this little bit of red at the edges of them. And the woman who is wearing the golden mask turns to look towards you and Blue. And she calls, "Blue, it's time." And Blue steps forward. They walk towards that center obelisk, and as they do so, the woman in gold and Dr. Sanlev step back. When they step back, the space around this center stone begins to sink in a little circle, and you can see the top edges of stairs going down into the pyramid. And Blue walks to the stairs and looks to the woman in gold and looks back to you, and then starts walking down the stairs. Is Mir gonna walk up the stairs?
Can he do it without clanking, or does he need to lift himself?
Sounds like you want to do a stealth check.
Yeah. Can I do stealth check plus move? Rise up like Magneto?
I think those are 2 separate things.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Pretty linear sort of guy. He just wants the Kyber crystals, but he has to get up top to see it. And with the cult nearby, you kind of got to go move silently. So, or not. I suppose there's enough rumblings going on that you don't have to worry too much about it.
There's a deep hum within this structure.
Mm-hmm. Like a mechanical hum?
You can't tell whether it is audible or if it's through the force.
I guess, the answer is probably yes. There's a hum. Therefore, it doesn't really matter if things are moving because there's things already moving, so things are going to make noise. So he's got to get up top to at least observe what's going on. So 2 light side, 1 dark side.
Wow. What do you need to make that work? How many force pips
Hardly
to lift
any.
a silhouette, one object?
1 is the basic, and I have strength, so 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you begin to lift yourself up towards the top of this pyramid. As your photoreceptors crest the top, you see many people, most of them not facing you currently, and the ones facing you blocked by the ones not facing you. There are 4 sharp points, or 1 in each corner, that you could probably hide behind if you maneuvered correctly.
Yeah, and so he'll maneuver. Now you want the stealth check?
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, he'll maneuver himself over to it, to one of the points. Probably one closest to where the crystal that is being obstinate is.
Great.
That way it can hear me better.
Anames knows exactly what's happening behind her. Anames feels the presence of that dark and light that she felt earlier coming from up in that little passage. Close behind her. And I'll flip a dark side point. The hum from within this pyramid deepens for a moment and then is quiet. As it fades out, you see that the little glass pyramid is still there, still suspended. This jagged electricity that you can hear. And you hear a faint crack from your right, from the direction of one of those Kyber crystals.
I glance over to it.
And you see the long crack going from point to where it is settled in the little pedestal that it's embedded in. And you see Blue walking up the other side of the stairs.
I don't react to the crack. Beyond that, I get ready to move toward Blue, waiting to see if it's safe.
So as Blue walks up the other side of this curved stairs, you see that they are approached by Ozum, who's holding its little stone ball. And Ozum looks to the woman in gold and nods, and you can't hear what he says to Blue, but Blue puts out their hand towards the little ball, and the ball begins to float.
She catches her breath because she knows Blue didn't have the Force before.
Blue is beaming. They are very happy, and the ball settles back down. And you know enough, as somebody who is trained with the Force, you can clearly see the ball not maintaining its level, shaking. This is somebody who is not trained, somebody who doesn't really know what they're doing. But they try to settle it back down in Ozum's hand and quickly walk towards the woman in gold, and they give her a hug, and they say things quietly to each other, and they walk over to the young man who is standing next to the woman, and you can't quite hear what they say, but the young man starts to walk towards the stairs as well, and Blue moves across this platform towards you.
I walk toward them.
As they walk, you can see the people, these cloaked people, all begin to sort of almost form a line at these stairs, with the young man and the woman in gold and Dr. Sanlev at the start of the line.
She gives Blue a hug.
Blue reciprocates.
And asks, so what? You have the Force.
Isn't this great?
Yeah, but what now?
I don't know. I've always wanted it, and I don't know what to do now, but it's great. I can feel things that I've never felt before.
What do you hope to do with it? It's a responsibility now.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. My mom has lots of plans, but I don't know yet.
I guess there's time to figure it out.
They laugh.
And there's going to have to be a lot of time to learn.
Well, I have to keep it a secret. I do know that, at least for now.
It's not very safe to have the Force right now.
What is Mir doing? What is Mir thinking? He heard the crack.
And did he heard the crack? And did he feel anything when it cracked?
He felt a break, yeah.
It felt a break, and that isolated crystal still resonates?
Yes, but less.
But less. Okay. Using his mechanical eyes, looking at the Kyber on how they are implanted on the pedestals, how easy would it be for him to relieve them of their spots?
I don't think they're loose. I think they are held in with some sort of clamp.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a physical one that you would have to twist. Maybe you can even see like a spike.
Yeah. Would it be a spike, or would it be like a mechanical lever system?
No, I think it's like screwed into the side.
Mm.
Whatever it is invasive.
It's invasive, yeah. It's secured from them tipping over in the rumble of everything moving and shaking.
And you can feel that deep rumble start up again.
How can Mir at this point mention that they are sacrificing lives to gain?
Mention to who?
Exactly. Is it fair to say that everyone can hear each other talking?
Not completely.
Okay.
If you're talking quietly, this space is large enough.
There's a hum.
Echoes. Yeah, there's this hum. Though you still aren't sure if it's audible to anybody but you.
Mm-hmm. He will... All right, so on the 4 pillars, that's where the Kyber are, right?
No, there are a number of smaller pillars.
Okay.
You see the geometric carvings in their sides. That white, linear glow, those circles radiating out from the center,
mm-hmm.
Connecting everything.
And there's the main trigger is that glass pyramid that is spinning.
It seems to have turned it on.
Mm-hmm. He force grabs the pyramid.
Roll it.
Is there a way to... Okay. Is there a way for him to... Because it's spinning, right?
It's, yeah, they're sort of rotating, orbiting around a single center.
Mm-hmm. He kind of wants it to slow and stop. So he wants to deactivate it stealthily, like it's deactivating itself.
Okay. What do you think you would roll for that?
That would be a... well, he would use move, of course, but I think that would be either a deception. I'm not looking at my skills either. I think that would be like a deception or a skullduggery or...
I will let you roll what you want,
mm-hmm.
but it's going to be against the highest vigilance in the crowd.
Okay.
Which is 2 reds and 1 purple.
Ooh, okay. So we're going to go with... All right, now let's look at our stuff. I have school. It's going to be discipline. Okay, this guy. I want to use skullduggery.
Okay.
Because it's manipulating of a thing.
Sure.
Not that it's a lot, but... okay, skullduggery. And he said 2 reds and a purple.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. I'm going to flip, upgrade.
I'm going to flip to upgrade.
Oh,
No.
that's brutal.
No.
I'm going to ask for I want a boost because people are focused more on the people than they are of the machines that are going on, than the mechanics of what's happening.
I'll say that you can have that boost, but there's also going to be a setback because for 2 people in this crowd, this is something that they have been working towards for 15 years. So they're on the lookout for anything that could be going wrong. Plus, Ozum's Ozum is just watching because he felt something earlier.
Should have made this a mechanics check. I just don't know how. Okay.
Just open that pyramid up and see what's making this big monolith tick.
Yeah. And I'll add my force die to it.
I'll allow it.
Golly, this sucks. That's a horrible roll.
Well, let's see what you get.
All right, here we go.
I already had one impossible roll happen.
2 failures, 2 advantages, 2 light side, 1 dark side.
Well,
I mean,
you can use those 2 light sides and the dark side.
All right,
light
so
sides to cancel the failures, 1 dark side as a success.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, I could do that.
Or you could just fail.
I could fail in that.
4 advantages, or 5. 5's a good number.
5 advantages. What if I? All right, so the skullduggery was the fact that I was going to slow it down. Or was going to slow it down and make it look like it was doing it on its own, which means it would fail that entirely. That either it's obvious that someone is manipulating it.
Yeah, because it was against vigilance.
Since it was against vigilance, they would know.
Yeah, that's if you let it fail.
That's if I let it fail, they would know. But if I just use the pip, I can grab it, rip it from its moorings.
That's not what you described this check as being about.
No, I know, but that's a failure. And so now I'm looking at what my other options would be with
You do exactly as you intended with 1 success.
And 2 advantages.
2 advantages can do extra stuff.
Okay. Yes, we'll do that. Yeah. Absolutely. I won't. Yeah. We'll go down this path. That's where we're going with Mir.
Which path?
Mir. The path of getting a success.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The path of the dark side.
The easier side, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have someone, helping him, stay on the side. So he's reckless.
So Mir reaches out towards this pyramid within a pyramid and is able to hold it, but has to really force it to stop or to do what he wanted, to make it look like it is slowing on its own and falling to the bottom of the shape on its own.
His little droid body, he has his little red droid arm reaching out, and as opposed to being like slow down, he makes it more of a grab and halts it, and a little bit of red or a little bit of green lightning flashes from him as he reaches out.
You see the holocron stiffen in place and sort of just abruptly stop its movement. The jagged electricity around it still sputtering and connecting it to the 2 tines, the one on either side, and it slowly, as if being pulled, begins to move downward towards the bottom of this pedestal. What does Mir want to do next? He's got this thing in his grips. He has 2 advantages.
His 2 advantages. He wants... I need information. Mir needs... What does Mir need? He needs... Okay. Mir needs those advantages to either show that he's the dominant one, which is true. We all know it. The dark side is there. He feels it. Everyone knows it. He is the greatest of the Force users here, by far, because he's arrogant now, because he's hanging out with the dark side. And
he's hanging out with Kring.
He's hanging out with I think with him stopping it, I think people will start looking around. Did Ozum notice? Well, everyone sees it stopping, but does he notice where it came from?
No, because you succeeded.
I succeeded in the vigilance. Okay, since he succeeded in the vigilance, he's going to use the advantages as what? Like covering himself because no one sees it, which worked. Shutting something down, revealing something like.
So you connect with it.
You are using the dark side.
You're using the dark side, you're using the force, and you're using the force to hold a holocron.
Yeah.
Would that connect to it? Possibly.
Mm-hmm.
And are advantages enough to make that happen? Just throwing that idea out there.
I will happily allow you to connect with a dark side holocron.
Since you said you were looking for knowledge.
Yep. There it is. That's mirrored to a T, isn't it? Yeah. Mir, since he has it, wants to connect with it to decipher what mechanism is going on.
Great. Remind me Mir's force abilities again.
Mir's force abilities are base foresee, base manipulation, base influence, and a crap ton of move.
Great.
Or let me say, a lot of move.
Krypton.
A Krypton. Absolutely. Yeah. A Krypton.
Krypton.
Yeah.
Perfect. So Mir reaches out towards this holocron, and as he grabs it and forces it to stop, everything goes black. Thanks for listening to this episode of Coruscant Nights. Thank you to AJ and Rill for playing. You can find AJ's art on Instagram at AJ_Kimball. And you can find all of us on the Nightcast Discord, a friendly community of Star Wars fans and gamers.